This is hands down one of the nicest homes under $400,000 in the Orlando area, but let's take a look as to why it's not selling. I spent about 8 weeks working with a young buyer who was looking for a fully renovated home under $400,000 in the greater Orlando area, mostly in Seminole and North Orange County. And I'm going to share with you some of the things that we learned along the way. Hi, my name is Ann Boyce, and my brother and I started Flock and Company Real Estate back in 2021. My goal is to share home buying and home selling tips with you so you and your families can help make smarter decisions when you're getting ready to buy or sell in the future. I actually walked this property while we were actively looking for renovated homes in this price range, so I'm not just pulling comps online. I've seen it in person. And I'll say this up front. This is one of the best renovations I've seen under $400,000 in this area. The finishes are clean, modern, and done really well. You can tell money was spent the right way. But real estate isn't just about how a house looks. It's about price, location, and risk. So in this video, I'm going to break down why buyers think they love this house first, the two issues that are preventing this house from selling, and so let's start with what's working. The renovation is legitimately strong. Updated systems across the board, including a new HVAC unit, brand new ductwork, brand new pipes. So you don't have to worry about things like that for a long time. It's on a great lot. There's a pond on one side and only one neighbor. And then there's a covered screened in porch, which has a great outdoor feel. Plus, when you look at how the interior was finished, it really is beautiful. Now, here's the first issue. This house is priced like it's in a better neighborhood than it actually is. The highest comparable sale I could find is around $350,000, and this one is pushing close to $390,000. That gap matters. Buyers don't just buy the house, they buy the neighborhood, the comps, and the future resale value. So what happens is my buyers walked in, they loved it, and then reality hit when we were trying to price it out. We were wondering, why is this property so much higher than everything else around it? Well, the investor who did the property was definitely trying to recoup the money that he put into it, which is understandable. However, I believe, in my professional opinion, they overshot for the neighborhood. Problem 2, the garage conversion. The second issue is a big one. The garage conversion is not permitted, and it's actually done really well, probably one of the best I've ever seen, which almost makes it worse. Because visually, buyers think they're getting more square footage, but when it comes to appraisals, financing, and insurance, that space may not count the way that the seller thinks it will. So now you've got a pricing problem based on square footage that technically isn't recognized, because when you're trying to compare the property, you're comparing it to other properties nearby that are for less square footage. So it's really difficult to find a true comparable property. So even though this is one of the nicest houses that we had seen, my buyer ended up not making an offer because the bigger issue was the home being overpriced for the neighborhood and not having the permitted garage. And when I was doing more investigative work, the windows weren't permitted, there was a visible dent in the garage door. So, each one alone might be fine, but altogether, my buyers started to hesitate. Here's what's really happening behind the scenes. An investor bought this property, put in probably around 120 to 150 in the renovation, and is trying to recoup that plus make profit. The problem is the market doesn't care what the investor spent. It only cares what the property is worth. So because of that, the house is still sitting because buyers can't imagine spending that much money on a property in the neighborhood that it's in. So, in my opinion, the only way for this house to sell is for the seller to come down in price. This is a perfect example of why you can't just look at photos online. A house can look amazing and still be a bad deal. If you want me to break down more properties like this, especially ones in the Orlando area or Seminole County, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And if you're looking at a house and want a real opinion before you buy it, reach out and I'll help you out.